Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Well, today is March 21st. We've already went through the spring equinox yesterday. I hope that you have had a pleasant experience. Remember that even when things can be symptomatic or our experiences can be a little overwhelming, there is always a beautiful lesson within it all. And even within the symptoms that are very heavy, there's still a beautiful experience within that. So let me tell you about what I have gone through. And I want you to really listen, because yesterday we went through the portal of balance. Balance at 12 and 12 again, because in spring and in fall, even in winter and summer, all of those things, okay, when we go through the 4 seasons, we're always entering into, and I think I said that incorrectly, but you guys get my point. When we go through the 4 equinoxes here, the 4 quadrants, there is always a leveling up of between the self and the higher self, or the physical form and the higher self, or matter and spirit. Always. It just depends on our level of understanding and openness and centeredness that we become something. Every time we are open to love, we are open to transformation. So every time we are going through spring, and then the other season is going to be fall, we're entering into, well, now here we are at spring for myself. There is, even though things are waking up in this reality, you may be experiencing a death. Now, even with death, there comes life. Remember, we must let go of something to receive something. So even though that we are probably going through this birthing period of return to self, there is lots of death going on. The mental aspects of self must die. The emotional aspects of self must die in order to regain the spirit self in full embodiment, in physical embodiment. Lots of death, yet lots of life being returned. So yesterday, the night of the 19th and the 20th, what I experienced that evening was truly beautiful. For a couple of hours, I could feel my vagus nerve awakening. Now, I've spoken about the vagus nerve between alpha and omega 5 months ago. Please go back to my channel, put in alpha and omega or vagus nerve, and please put the Intimate Warrior behind that search, and the video will pop up for you. But it was about 5 months ago, I think in the month of October, and I think the 21st to be exact. Now, I speak about where we are going many, many months ahead in advance, oftentimes. But still, December, we go through, October, we've already gone through fall, through September. And then we're going to go through winter. And now here we are in spring. So you are always going through an alpha and omega section. Now we know that the alpha is going to be the crown, right? The omega is going to be at the root. Alpha is the father, omega is the mother energy. It deals with the crown and the spinal canal. Now, many of us who are now here at this birthing portal have already awakened the Sushumna energies. And this is also a sense that you have awakened the fluid, the cerebral fluid, and the mixing of the spinal fluid is also present. The vagus nerve is highly significant in our awakening process, and it awakens only at the right moment. So I knew that I had not actually had an experience. I could feel lots of more pain in the past with my vagus nerve. Lots of pain, which meant I know that when I'm feeling pain, there's lots of clearing that still needs to be taking place through these areas. Because remember, our experiences work through time, work through blood to transform us. And it has to go through every level within our body, every organ, every cell, every single thing in our body to change us and then give us who we truly are. At first, when I was falling to sleep, still awake, going to sleep in bed last night. Most of my transformation takes place at night. That's when we are working through the lunar cycles, the mother cycles. I was experiencing this beautiful, loving, it was a gentle fire of the vagus nerve. I knew it was my vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is most definitely towards the sides of both sides of the neck. And of course, it goes through the central canal of the spine, and the roots go into every single organ. And it activates the crown, or a part of the activation of the crown. So this is our tree of life. This is how you become unified within yourself. The tree of life, above and below, but also the stems that go from left to right of the tree of life is going to be fully open and activated. So I felt the bliss through all of the vagus nerve, through my crown, into my mouth, down the sides of my neck, into my heart space, into my solar plexus, major areas here. And I felt that warmth and blissful experience for nearly 2 hours, and I could feel this movement of love filling me. Then afterwards, it moved to the back of my spine and tried to make its way back up. That's where it got very uncomfortable. Again, our spine is attached, and then the cerebral spinal fluid is attached to our nervous system. That's where lots of pain and discomfort can be experienced at. Also, our nerves go to every single place in our body. For the rest of the night, I was very uncomfortable. I could not get a good position while resting or being awake. Everything was just aching. The fire made my body very tender. I woke up still feeling very tight and sore, as if I had been hit by a truck. Information is given to us during that time. Lots of information was being restored. But even yesterday, throughout the day, though, I was having periods of bliss. And this has actually been taking place for a couple of days here from the full moon. Because remember, the Virgin, the full moon in Virgo allowed the womb to be purified. The Virgin must be purified with the mother flame, or the Ma Ray. The white lily flame must be completely purified in order to receive the immaculate conception. Now, here we are, just a day afterwards of the of spring. I have had an experience of embodiment. Now, again, we are not going to know. There's a period of becoming, clearing and becoming, and developing or birthing the Christ seed, we're still going to have to allow that Christ seed to become something. So even the seed now has transformed itself into a baby. The baby must transform itself into an adult. Okay? You have a child that has to be groomed. It has to be nurtured and loved and cared for within ourselves. We're raising a child from within. That is us. That's our eternal being, our eternal Christos that we are trying to create or understand more of. And again, this is going to work through the blood. And the blood goes through the entire body, through the brain, and every single center within us, so that we can understand what it means. And so I hope to give you a little bit, I guess, a better description or understanding of that tomorrow. But as of today, I just wanted to give you this experience for myself. I've been hearing lots of people having blissful experiences, and so I wanted to give you a brief update on that. Your vagus nerve is a major connection center into our unification. It is our internal tree of life. So that is probably what you are experiencing. And remember, when our vagus nerve is completely awakened and receiving the light from the Ein Sof, we become more healthier. Illnesses move away. We feel more full of energy and everything. Now, changes in my body, I have been experiencing those changes. Some areas of my body are tightened and firm, and I've lost some junk in certain areas, but then certain areas I have fullness. I'm experiencing lots of fullness still in the stomach. So that comes and goes through what we are experiencing. And other than that, I guess tightness in certain areas, like through the nerve lines, because the tree of life is awakening, like through the back of the shins and the leg, those major nerve areas. Just a little bit of tightness there. Some sinus issues still are present, small pressure-like headaches, not real headaches, but more of that pressure yesterday, which didn't linger very long. Lots of emotional death-like experiences, but overall, I feel really good. This morning I've exercised, and I'm about to go outside and enjoy some of this fresh air. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.